And hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Vine. Welcome to episode 6 of my modern day WWE save on TW 2020. Obviously, it's the go home show before Royal Rumble. Obviously, you'll be thinking, well, only 3 weeks, it's normally 4. So, yeah, I kind of had to cancel the first 2 Raw and SmackDown just so I can put day 1 to start off on day 1 because I didn't have it in a database. So, we only got 3, obviously, about to 4. On the next month, but yeah, we've got a big kind of show planned. We have obviously a big tag team match for the main event with Finn and AJ Styles teaming up to go against Hurt Business of Bobby Lashley and Cedric Alexander. We're going to have another Royal Rumble qualifying match. We're going to have 2 kind of big tag team kind of singles matches. Obviously, going to have the one with Otis going against Dawson. With the win, who's going to with an over-the-top challenge. We're also going to have, obviously, Randy also going against Shelton Benjamin for the opportunity. Whoever wins has an opportunity to name the stipulation and the match they're going to have at Royal Rumble. And, all kinds of stuff. We've got Becky, the Warriors champions involved. We've got all kinds of cool little stories. Look at a little story should have happened as well. So yeah, good stuff here. It's going to be fun. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I've got some good comments as always. If you like what you hear and what you see and what my booking in general, please like and subscribe. Links will be for the description will be down below, and please comment because again, I still love hearing people saying they enjoy this series, and as well as give me any ideas for anything else I can do. It's always enjoyed. But let's go into that's enough of me rambling. Let's go and book the Go Home show before Royal Rumble. Because again, I think I booked it quite well. So, and I think it's got potential. So let's see what happens. So yeah, so let's see what the go home show of Raw for the Royal Rumble is like. So we start the show with the WWE champion talking about obviously Finn Balor and talking about how dare he go against him, that kind of stuff. Obviously we get into a bit more, but obviously 45. Not great, but obviously a lot of stuff here with microphone skills. Struggle. Finn struggling. Again, it's a bit harsh. I think with he improv'd well, but he obviously mic skills weren't that good. That's weird. That's strange, but that's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it's kind of Bobby Lashley in the ring talking about how how the audacity of Finn Balor for what he's saying, to sit there and go against the Almighty and kind of go sitting there saying, every chance you've had a chance to become great, Finn, every time you've had a chance, you've either bottled it or you get injured. And you want to make this a new era, a new Finn Balor. That will not happen in my watch because unfortunately for you, the Almighty is here. And this is my ring, this is my show. And at the Royal Rumble, I'm still going to be your WWE champion. Then obviously Finn Balor comes out from the crowd. Obviously he's not happy with these comments. A brawl ensues. AJ Styles comes. Obviously I didn't want to put it in there, but obviously the Hurt Business are in the ring as well. A brawl continues, and then we have obviously AJ comes out for the save, and so obviously kind of sets up the tag team main events I'm planning to do for the show. So yeah, 45 not bad, but to be fair, from what these United Finish shows, 45 50s, pretty much where we are at the moment. But yeah, that's good stuff. But next after that we have one of a title match. We have the US champion Damian Priest defending his title in a US title open challenge. But the question is, who is he going to face? So we'll find out who he's going to face, and if whoever he faces, will they become the new United States champion? Or will Damian Priest prove yet again why he is a very, very good United States champion? So let's find out. So, and still, your United States champion in Damian Priest. The guy that answered the call was T-Bar, Damian Dijakovic, as we like to call him. That's what he actually is called. So for 36, not bad. I mean, guessing it's not like 28 for T-Bar, 39 for Damian Priest, 36, pretty much what you expect. But nothing here. Pretty much the show, obviously Damian Priest talking about everyone doubting his ability. Does an open challenge in this match kind of to prove that, yeah, he is a good champion, and he is people should really start taking him seriously. But obviously, the Miz took exception to those words last week as well, and obviously after the match, he actually goes out to attack Damian Priest from behind. With his own United States Championship belt, I should probably might add, just a bit insult to injury for a 38. That's fine. It's going to be fine. I've got to remember these. One day, I'm never going to get these low scores in the next couple of weeks, and a month, 2 months, 3 months. We can hope, right? So, BS obviously attacks him behind the US title, grabs the mic, saying, "It's all good. It's all good." Like Damian Priest on the floor, and Miz goes, "It's all good beating a guy that's dressed up like a toy you would find in a store. Unlike me, this place deserves this country deserves a United States champion to be proud of. So I offer you a challenge." Obviously, he's out at this point, saying, "I've just got back from the office. Next week, it's going to be you versus me for United States Championship, and that championship's going to mean something again. Take it off someone like you and put it on a must-see champion like me." So, with obviously good stuff there, setting up that we're going to have a United States Championship match. Obviously, as you point out, probably The Miz and Damian Priest are going to be in the Royal Rumble, but I like the idea that it's going to be a United States Championship match next week. So, I'm something to look forward to after the show, after the Royal Rumble. So, sets up for next week. So, but the question is, obviously we're talking about the Royal Rumble, Big E. Obviously, he's had a bit of a tough time lately. He's lost his WWE Championship. He's lost not once his rematch. He's lost his chance to become number 1 contender for that title. So he's a bit on the down. He's a bit depressed at the moment. He's not feeling the love. Like, he's power of positivity, but you can only take so much defeat until it finally grinds you down. But obviously, he's backstage, and surprisingly, one person that you wouldn't expect to come to his aid to try and lift his spirits is the Rated R superstar Edge for 58. Very good here. Not fair about the announcing. It's fine. The way I've done this is I was trying to think. Okay, Big E needs a bit of a boost, and I couldn't find anyone else to. Obviously, if the New Day was there, we could just do that. But they're not. They're on SmackDown. So I think, okay, Edge. Well, he's come back from disappointment before. He's come back. He's obviously when he's come back from his return, things haven't gone according to plan. Things have gone a bit down. Obviously, he was out for a couple of months, obviously, when he first came back. So, if anyone understands disappointment, it's Edge. So, I thought it works here. Obviously, we're going to start with this. Big E's put it down backstage. Kind of interview, kind of asking Big E, kind of, what's next for Big E? Are you going to be in the Royal Rumble? And obviously, Big E's like, I don't know. I don't think I can do this anymore. Kind of like, he's so deflated that for Big E, that's terrible. Then Edge kind of hears that backstage, kind of like, did I hear that right? You want to give up? I'm not buying it, Big E. Edge is like, okay. I get it. When I came back from my neck injury, I had some setbacks. I even had like another knee injury that took me out for a couple of months. But look, last year, I won the Royal Rumble. I main evented WrestleMania. Yes, I didn't win, but I still main evented WrestleMania. And this year, I'm gonna main event again. But maybe you will, because I believe you should enter the Royal Rumble. And obviously, Big is like, I don't know, because he's not. But you have to get out there, because I've heard rumours that tonight there's going to be another number 1 contendership match, another qualifying match for the Royal Rumble. Who's going to get that final spot? I think you should go for it. Don't know who the opponent is, but you should go for it. And everyone says, and kind of like the Royal Rumble, and go, start there, work your way up, slowly work your way up. And then Edge kind of goes, life is about ups and downs, and if it's how you deal with downs to find success in this business. Because I believe in you. This crowd believes in you. And they want to support you, so let them support you, Big E. So, yeah, sets up kind of like Big E, and Big E's kind of emboldened by these words, and kind of gone, oh, okay. Like, but not enough that like he's really like going like pumped up, but it's more Big E's like, okay, yeah, he's kind of right. I need to go out there and prove it in the ring, So kind of sets up. He's going to be involved in the another qualifier for the Royal Rumble. Obviously, there's some spots left. Obviously, I haven't totally filled it up yet, but yes, obviously after that we go and hear from the Alpha Academy. They've got want with some redemption for what happened last week when they lost one of the 3 kind of challenges that ironically Chad Gable set up, and that would get a 36. That's fine. It's what it is. I'm not going to get anything like a crazy storyline here, but yeah, it's kind of a situation where Chad Gable's like confidence for some reason, because obviously it's Otis versus Dawkins in a Over the Top Rope challenge. Obviously, can anyone try and throw Otis over the top rope? So he's very confident, and obviously he's very confident in facing Big E. Obviously that's the opponent, but I'm kind of put across that kind of don't know who that is yet. They don't know. So no one's going to be able to put him over the top, and that means we're going to go out and we're going to win the tag team. Going to equal the scores. We're going to win the tag team match between those two next week, and yes, we are going to be known as the greatest tag team in WWE. So watch out, Alpha Academy is on the rise. So yeah, simple here. So but yes, obviously that match I was talking about, Dawkins versus Otis over the top rope challenge, is next. So the question is, who's going to win? Is Dawkins going to get another surprise win in a match that he's probably the Street Profits have got disadvantage in, and possibly have to go next week? And the Alpha Academy have to say that the Street Profits are the best tag team in WWE of ever / genius type situation, or will Otis would the odds be too much, and would Otis be too big and too strong to put over top rope and get the win? So that's the question. So let's find out right now. So the winner, and tying the match for a 26. Not expecting much here. I think it's a bit harsh. Dawkins and Montez have absolutely zero chemistry, but they're a tag team. Okay, game, you're just being silly. Now you're just being silly, game. But I think there's a way you can fix that. I don't know. But Otis for 34, Dawkins for 28. Yeah, just kind of obviously draws it 1-1. So obviously now Otis gets one. The Alpha Academy get one. Street Profits get one. So it sets up the tag team decider next week quite well. But yeah, let's put a good match here. I like the idea that Dalton puts Otis over the top rope, but then kind of on fighting on the apron, so it's kind of classified. Then obviously Gable chops the leg. Dawson goes over, and yeah, so good stuff here. The score's a bit harsh, but when you put tag teams in single matches, you're always going to run the risk it's not going to be great. So obviously after this, the Alpha Academy attack the Street Profits for the same score. Apparently this is star power. I mean, this game's been really harsh here. BS and Alpha, both teams kind of fighting it out, duking it out. Obviously, but the Street Profits get the upper hand, hit their finisher, and then Fall goes to the top, hits a frog splash on Gable. Yeah, so 26. This is fine. This is really like low level storyline anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I think some of these like not quite star power fighting for a long time. I think fighting need to work on that. Well, again, this is still a work in progress. I know it's a couple of weeks in, but I'm still learning on the job, to be fair. But after that, we're going to hear for Liz Morgan, who wants to talk about her dreams and her aspirations going into the Royal Rumble match that she is going to be a part of for a 36. Again, the women, I think they're getting really harsh scores here, but I've got plans for the women. I'm going to hopefully build them up so they can be really good. So obviously, apparently, Liz Morgan enjoys the freedom of going off script. That's intriguing. It's we've had a bit of a cool down period the last couple of segments here, but I like the idea Liz Morgan's talking about how she's feeling, that this year's going to be her year. She every time she goes in that ring, she gets better and better. And finally, this year, she's confident. She's going to live her dream, and she's going to become the WWE World Women's Champion. She's going to main event WrestleMania, and she is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. So, Liz Morgan's got big plans and big aspirations, as they say. But the question is, can she use those kind of her confidence to beat a former Women's World Champion in Alexa Bliss in a singles match? The question is, can she do it, or Alexa Bliss going to be too much for Liz Morgan? The answer to that question is 32, Alexa Bliss wins with the Twisted Bliss. For Sister Abigail, that's fine. So I've got plans to make sure that she never... I've got plans basically because obviously at this point Alexa Bliss is still the kind of spooky kind of Bray Wyatt kind of the Fiend thing. So I've got an idea to make sure that maybe we can kind of bring back the old Alexa Bliss, but we'll get into that in just a minute. But yes, obviously the match ends with kind of spookiness, distracts Liz Morgan, she's confused, hit Twisted Bliss, but Sister Abigail equally as works because it goes out of nowhere. 38 by Bliss, 29 at 32. That seems around about right because that's in between. They seem to, yeah, I'm really happy with that. So, but yeah, obviously after this, Alexa Bliss kind of keeps the beat down because obviously she's possessed by a demon, so obviously she's obsessed. But yeah, but Liz Morgan gets some help by a superhero in training. Yes, for 32, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. This is what they should have done. I think in real life they did a situation where she comes back with after having counselling that is fun, but I think there's a story here of a basic good versus evil story between Nikki ASH and Alexa Bliss. So basically her trial is to try and bring her friend back from the darkness. Do a very like Luke Skywalker Star Wars thing, why not? She turned to the dark side. Can her friend, her former best friend, turn her back to the light? It's, if you're going to do a storyline with the superheroes and villains, you got to go all in with it. You can't be messing around. So, but yes, obviously that's going to set up. So, yeah, I'm intrigued to see. I've got some interesting ideas for it. So, see how that pans out. But 32, obviously after that, someone that's got kind of conflicting feelings at the moment is obviously Dominic Mysterio. And Mysterio is obviously, after Dominic is having some trouble recently after things aren't going according to plan and he feels like he's not living up to his potential. Obviously that would be for 35. Didn't do well without a script, got to start remember that. But yeah, obviously you got, as you would expect your father to do sometimes, like, you know, Ray's trying to help his son, you know, saying you lost last week but you need to keep building up. Eventually you're just one day just going to click. It's going to click. One day you're just going to get a win and it's going to go and go and go. But Dominic's like kind of not listening. He's kind of like shrugging it off, like his dad's words kind of don't mean nothing to him at the moment. It's like nothing. He's in such a very down space that anyone can say anything positive and it just wouldn't contribute. If I know anything about depression, that's how it works. So yeah. So, and he's sitting there saying we need to be on the same page obviously for our tag team match against Seth and KO. But Dominic just doesn't really feel it. So would that mindset drift into the match that is tonight? But after that we hear from the number one contender for the World Women's Champion and a potential winner of the Women's Royal Rumble in Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley for 38. Kind of talking about how Rhea Ripley talk about how Becky's looks down on us because and she talks all because she's scared of us. She's scared of us. You know, she's scared of. It took her years to get where she wanted to go, where myself and Rhea Ripley done it in a matter of months. We've come into this and completely blitzed the competition. And then kind of Bianca kind of keeps going saying, I hope to Rhea Ripley, I hope you beat Becky because I want to face you at WrestleMania when I win the Royal Rumble, because then we can show Becky what two amazing women can do in the ring, and we can do a better match than she's ever done at WrestleMania, and we can have a match that will be remembered for the ages. Well, she is long past forgotten. So tough talk here. So it sets up the kind of tag team match we got next. Obviously, got Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair teaming up to go against Becky Lynch and Queen Zelina Vega. Get it wrong. And yeah, so who's going to win? Is the number 10 going to get the momentum? Or is Becky, the champ, and her partner going to get their momentum? So we'll find out now. So the winner. And for 43, it is Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, with Bianca pinning Zaliga with a kiss of death for a pretty good match. I mean, 43 from all the women's segments we get in. That's a very solid segment there. Obviously, we've got the highest performer is obviously Becky with 57. We've got the set, obviously you got people like Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley getting like 38, 40s, the similar levels. Need a bit of work, but I think they can do it to get there, go on better. But yeah, so good stuff here. So obviously the way I've ended this is, yeah, kiss of death. The game's done exactly the way I wanted to book it. So, but obviously after this, obviously Becky's not happy with that loss, and she wants to send a message to Rhea Ripley before she goes into a match at the Royal Rumble for a 43. Again, pretty good. So segment's been pretty successful, I think. For basically, you know, where Becky hits Bianca, and Rhea Ripley from behind with the title, locks in the disarmer on Rhea Ripley. That's kind of not tapping, but kind of resistant, and kind of saying, "You are nothing. You are nothing. I am better than you. You are nothing without me in this division." That kind of stuff, and the refs pull her off, and kind of ends that with Becky kind of on the upper hand. So maybe maybe that's a omen for things to come at Royal Rumble. We'll find out at Royal Rumble. But yeah, good stuff here. Obviously, we're talking about Becky. Let's talk about Becky's husband. Of course, we're talking about with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Obviously not Kevin Owens is not that, but you know, it's a nice segue. But next we go on to Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, talking about their tag team match against the Mysterios and the Royal Rumble match that they're both involved in themselves for a 55. Very good, I like that. Like Seth doing well here. But yeah, I just kind of like the idea that Seth and Kevin Owens are kind of just really confident, because obviously they're very confident people going into the Rumble, and kind of full sense of security, saying, you know, because we all know every man for himself. But I like the idea of Seth and going, yeah, we're going to team up. We're going to, and if we'll take out all the competition, and then when it's the final two, it'll just be you. When the final two, it'll just be you and me, and the best man win. But when it comes to the Mysterios, Dominic, we here. No surprise that obviously, when you don't listen to your father, things don't go well. You are not as good as you think you are. And tonight we're going to break your spirit so bad that you want to leave and move on from this company. Stop doing wrestling. That's how bad we're going to beat you tonight. So, obviously that tag team match is next. So the question is Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens going to kind of do what they just promised against the Mysterios, or is Dominic going to finally get a break and Ray and gets the win? And the answer to that question is, it's going to be another defeat for Dominic and Rey Mysterio, with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens getting the win, with KO hitting a stunner for the win. Ironically, the game's done it very well, where Dominic Mysterio is the weak link. That actually sets up very nicely from a story, to be fair. But the way it kind of ends is, obviously it's a great match. Dominic looks like their words did kind of encourage him a little bit, but the more he mistakes, the more it doesn't work out. He gets a little bit flustered, so he tries to do more unique moves, but a kind of mistake by Dominic where he's trying to hit a kick, but he inadvertently hits his father, and that kind of turns into a stunner. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, KO and Seth Rollins going into the Royal Rumble on a high. But obviously the next story of this match kind of is the Dominic and Rey dynamic. Obviously after the match we cut to the Mysterios in the ring for 47. That's very better than the angle he had earlier. You're just sitting there kind of way talking to him, saying, "Son, it's okay. You made a mistake. It happens. Just got to move on." And then you got Dominic just not listening, and he's just like so down, and he just walks out of the ring. He walks out on his father. So what does that mean? We don't know. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. So it would be interesting to go. So obviously after that we talk about there used to be a tag team champions. Now we talk about the reigning Raw tag team champions in RK Bro, talking about their big match they've got against Cedric. Randy's got against Cedric Alexander for the opportunity to pick the match that they won when at the Royal Rumble for a 53. Very good here. No surprise, obviously Randy and Riddle are really good here. The crowd really are up for Riddle, so I'm intrigued to see where that goes. But yeah, we just hear from them talking about how, like, saying to the Hurt Business, just because you're Bobby Lashley's the champion, you think you're guaranteed to win the tag titles? I don't think so. We've worked too long, too damn hard to lose these tag team titles on people like, so to people, I want to say people like you, people that think that that they just they don't need to earn it type situation, just because their boss is the champion. So and tonight, Seth, was it Cedric? Not Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. That's it, Shelton Benjamin. You are. We started in this business. We came up and we started in around about the same year, done the exact same things, but our careers have gone different paths. I do respect you in a way, That's not going to stop me from what I have to do tonight. And we're going to get a win, and we're going to pick the match that we want. So you better watch out. So stuff there, interesting. We're going to see where it goes. So that means that match is next. So is Randy Orton going to hit the RKO, get the RK Bros the advantage, and pick the match, or is Shelton Benjamin going to get one? And I guess we just have to have a normal match if it's a draw. I think that's kind of it would have been different if I had extra week, but I kind of boosted up with the idea that there's only 3 weeks build up, but not 4. So the winner is for a 54 Randy Orton with an RKO on Shelton Benjamin. 64 by Randy, no surprise. 31 by Shelton, a bit harsh, but we're going to try and build him up a little bit more. But yeah, so nothing really crazy here. Simple RKO on Shelton Benjamin. We can even, if you want to do like the recreation of like, does a springboard off the top, hits an RKO nowhere, boom, does that kind of stuff. But yeah, so obviously now that with that victory, that means they can choose what kind of match they're going to have for their World Tag Team Championships. Hurt Business are not very happy to outside the ring. RKO grabbed the mic and they announced that the match they're going to have for them tag titles is for 45 a no DQ match. And before you sit there and say, oh okay, so a team that likes doing double teams and cheating, you're giving them a chance to do it. Let me logically. This is what I've got on my plan. It might not work, but this is what I've got on my. So we get RK Bro and the mic saying we won 2 matches. That means we get to pick the match, and we know that Bobby's always going to be involved because that's how you operate Hurt Business. Gang mentality, numbers games, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be. So why we pick a no DQ? We're going to pick a no DQ match. And as I said, people think, well, you're crazy. That means you give them advantage. Does it? No. So we're going to put a little caveat to that. Is that Bobby Lashley and MVP are banned from ringside. So yes, you might have the weapons. You can do all kinds of stuff. But they can't get involved in any part of the match. If they even if we fight to the backstage and they're there and they get involved, the match is done. We're still tag team champions. So I know it kind of goes against no GQ, but it kind of no GQ. It kind of is logically, it makes sense, but I think I like the idea that it adds something to it. I think when I think about it, this is the beautiful thing about this when I do recordings. I can't think on the fly, so maybe not a no GQ, just ban from ringside, because that means it's a simple one-on-one match, and obviously if they lose, they go no GQ. So I've changed my mind. It's not a no GQ. It's going to be a normal match with just Bobby Lashley banned from ringside. It's a bit anticlimactic, I admit, but I couldn't think of a match that... It's not like we were playing like Dudley's or something, we say like a table or ladder match. It's I just think... I don't know what you could do. I mean, I think I like this. It's simple. Maybe you can up the ante, maybe if they go against each other again. But yeah, I'm happy with this. 45, that's pretty good. So, next after this, we hear from the superhero in training, Nikki Cross, talking about why she was involved in that incident earlier in the night with Alexa Bliss. For 33, not surprising. Need to work on the script stuff, but yeah, it's basically what I was trying to point out earlier with basically Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is now, she's taken over by the dark side, and her friend wants to bring her back to the light and make it look like very like Return of the Jedi, where it's like it's a final test. If you win, you become a superhero, and now that's what I think I like here. Was it says so if maybe she understands the reason she's a superhero and what she needs to become a full-time qualified superhero. If you're gonna do it, you got to do goofy. You got to go crazy. I've got to maybe turn my friend back to the light, and I can truly be known as superhero Nikki, not a superhero in training Nikki Cross. So yeah, sets up a match or a segment for that. I've got some cool plans for it, so it's interesting. But 33 is what I expected. But yeah, so obviously after that, we're not going to go into any more segments than that. We're now going to go into the big one. Another Royal Rumble qualifying match. Obviously you've got Big E facing Chad Gable, and the winner books his place in the Royal Rumble match. Question is, can Chad Gable take from this point earlier? Keep this momentum going with Alpha Academy, try and get into the Royal Rumble, see if they can also win the Rumble as well. Or is Big E going to finally get his first win in like 4 matches and finally have the upper hand and kind of momentum that could catapult him into bigger and better things? So the question is, what's going to happen? So let's find out. So the winner, And going to the Royal Rumble is Big E with a big ending on Chad Gable for 49. Very good here. 54 by Big E. 32 by Chad Gable. Again, I do rate Chad Gable, so I'm not surprised about that. But the kind of match I want this to be is kind of it goes longer than it needs to be. Normally a couple of weeks ago this would have been a 5 to 6 minute match, but it goes a bit longer just because of Big E's confidence issues and inability to kind of feel that he can win this, but gives Chad Gable more of a chance than he probably would normally. But I like the idea that he tries to go for the sleeper. Chad Gable, Big E counters into the big ending, gets the 3 there. But and then we kind of end with him kind of really like enjoying this, like the crowd chanting his name, like really it's a big moment for him, and the crowd want him to win. And this kind of stuff gets to him. You know, it's overwhelming. 460, very good there, very happy there. With Big E kind of saying he's so happy. It's fun to win a match in the first couple of games. Maybe first couple of matches. Is this what's going to happen? Is this the rise of Big E back to the top where he belongs? So now he's in the Rumble. Could he win it? We'll find out in it. We'll find out in a Royal Rumble episode. But yes, obviously, who is if Big E's in the Rumble to face the double champion? But the one person that's already gonna face the WWE champion is Finn Balor with AJ. Still talking about the main event. For 54, was it Finn kind of and AJ talking about, you know, both coming from the same area, both coming from the Indies, both leading clubs to war, kind of like that, and changing the business for the better. But Bobby, you've never truly been tested, and and I've got a feeling when you are tested, you will lose. Yeah, you said those comments earlier in the night about me being injured. Me being I bottle every opportunity I do, and you could be right, but that's the old Finn Balor. This is the new Finn Balor. This is the Prince Devitt Finn Balor. Obviously, you wouldn't say that, but I like to say it. And that WWE Championship is going to come around my waist. And AJ, I've got every confidence you're going to win the Royal Rumble, and if you do win, I would be honoured to face you at WrestleMania for this title. Then obviously after that, I didn't put in here, but I think it's fair. Say Edge comes in as well, kind of said to kind of set up the idea that obviously Edge kind of wants to help help AJ, and AJ's like, if you need backup, AJ, I'm your guy, and he's like, I'm cool, but I really appreciate it. Kind of stood the respects, but kind of he's turning down Edge's help, so maybe that might turn into something. So we're there, we're in main event territory now. So the question is Bobby Lashley and her business going to get momentum going into both the tag team and the WWE Championship match, or is Finn Balor and AJ, being former club members as a cohesive unit, work better and gets the win here and get the momentum for either the Royal Rumble and also the WWE Championship? So let's find out. So the winner and of this main event is obviously AJ Styles and Finn Balor for a 53. Pretty good here. Obviously the big performer is obviously AJ Styles. Bobby Lashley gets 59. The lowest score is Cedric Alexander, but no surprise there. But we've got 3 to 4 great athletes in there. Obviously Cedric Alexander, we'll get there eventually. But yeah, the way I've done this, Finn Balor hits a kind of coup de grace on Cedric Alexander for the win here. Nothing crazy, but I like the idea after the match. Obviously after the match, you obviously it's the kind of the go home show before Royal Rumble. So I like the idea that kind of everyone comes into the ring, doing the old brawl thing, like, you know. So let's say that after the match, obviously the Hurt Business go after was it Finn Balor and AJ. Then obviously the Arcade Bros come out. Let's go for the final 49. That's pretty solid for an end of a go home show. Then obviously Arcade Bros come out to attack, and then obviously Seth Rollins come out, and then Edge comes out. Then I put Ray in Brooks, so kind of run out of room, comes out, a brawl ensures, everyone's beating the crap out of each other, and then comes to a point, you know, the old before Rumble, who's going to win type situation, who's going to win the Rumble. And then you got Finn, while they're all fighting, Finn looking at Bobby saying, that title's going to be mine. And it's going to be like kind of he's walking up the ramp, Bobby, with like Finn Balor pointing at him, similar. So yeah, ends the show quite well. I'm interested to see where it goes. Obviously, I'm also interested in writing it. But yeah, I think it sets up nicely for. We don't know who's going to win the Rumble. We're not quite sure if maybe Finn's got Bobby's number. Maybe he's gonna have, it's going to be a short time and Finn's going to finally win the big one. hopefully we'll find out. Obviously, the Royal Rumble. So that's the end of the show. So again, if I get a 51, I think a lot of those 30s are probably going to put the show down. But I think on the SmackDown last week, I got like a 50, 47, but that's because of a lot of overusing people. But I fixed it in this show, so hopefully I should get a better show. If I get like I need to beat my first 51. If I can go into this like with a 54, I'll be a very happy man. So let's find out. So, what is the score for this Raw? Let's go home Raw before the Royal Rumble. For 56, excellent. The best Raw we've done so far. Obviously, for 250, was it? I think 251s and a 56. Very good here. No problems. I think I finally figured out the glitches a little bit. So 56, pretty happy with that. I mean, some of the main event got a pretty good score. You've got, I think, Seth Rollins and KO got a good match. I think I really liked the Becky Lynch tag team match against Bianca Belair, where Ripley got put the best score of the women anyway. No surprise at Becky, because that's Becky involved. But yeah, Big E's going to the Rumble. AJ's going to the Rumble. We've got, obviously, Finn's got momentum. So it's interesting. See what to go. But 56, best score to save. Excellent. Let's hope this is, now I've kind of figured out the glitches of the game, let's hope that this is the start of many more very high rating Raws. So let's find out. We'll find out. Obviously, I'm intrigued to see where this goes. Obviously I'll be back for the Royal Rumble. So yeah, 56. Very happy with that. Very happy with that. So yeah, so 56, the best score we've got so far in this save. Very happy with it. As I said, it's I think again the main event secured. I think the Becky Lynch and Queen Zelina going against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley done well. We're happy with that. I think some of the women's stuff's coming up along nicely. I think some of the tag team matches done, singles match for the tag teams done better than I expected. But yeah, we had a lot of yellows, a bit more yellows. But I think the stuff that was supposed to deliver in, like, you know, Seth, KO, Edge, Big E, all them kind of names kind of did deliver to a certain level that we're at the moment. So I'm happy with that. Best score so far. Yeah, it kind of for Raw side anyway. A good go home show going into the our Royal Rumble that's going to be quite soon. It's going to be really exciting to do my version of the Royal Rumble. No kind of copying what they did. Kind of it's all mine. Everything that's happening in it is basically my baby. It's going to be my booking. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But obviously we've got one more show before that. Obviously we've got SmackDown. It's going to be out on Friday. Obviously we've got a lot of big stuff planned for that. I have anyway. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. But yeah, as always, if you've enjoyed this series, please like and subscribe, and obviously leave a comment if you want to let me know how you think this save's going so far, as always. But yeah, I don't know what more to say. I hope you. I can't wait to do Royal Rumble at some point, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, one more show to go into the Royal Rumble. So that'd be SmackDown. That'd be on Friday, 4:30. So hope you can join me for that. Have a good rest of the week, and yeah, and enjoy. Hopefully enjoy series. So I don't know more to say. Have a good day, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye everyone. Bye.